Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, what if we could just stop aging? What if we could hit pause on the wrinkles, the gray hairs, the creaky joints? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But what if I told you that science is on the verge of making this a reality? Today, we're diving deep into the mind-blowing world of immortality tech. Can we actually defeat aging? Let's find out. For centuries, humans have been obsessed with the idea of eternal youth. We've chased after fountains of youth and mythical elixirs. But now, instead of legends, we have laboratories. Instead of magic, we have science. The new frontier isn't some hidden spring. It's written in our own DNA. This brings us to our first game changer: gene editing. You've probably heard of CRISPR, the revolutionary tool that lets scientists snip and tweak our genetic code like a film editor cuts a movie scene. Imagine our DNA as a massive instruction manual for our bodies. Over time, typos and errors accumulate in this manual, leading to what we call aging. Diseases like Alzheimer's, heart disease, and cancer are all linked to these genetic glitches. But what if we could go in with molecular scissors and correct those typos before they cause problems? That's the promise of CRISPR. Scientists are already experimenting with this. For example, they've successfully extended the lifespan of mice by targeting genes associated with aging. By tweaking just a few genetic pathways, they've seen incredible results. Healthier, more youthful mice living significantly longer. Now, translating this to humans is way more complex and comes with a whole universe of ethical questions. We're not talking about creating designer babies here. We're talking about correcting genetic predispositions to age-related diseases. Imagine a future where a simple genetic treatment in your 30s could prevent you from ever developing heart disease in your 80s. That's not just adding years to life, it's adding life to years. The goal isn't just to live to 150, but to feel like you're 50 when you're 120. It's about extending our health span, not just our lifespan. But editing our own source code is just one piece of the puzzle. What about the damage that's already been done? The wear and tear on our cells over decades? This is where things get even more futuristic. Get ready for nanobots. Picture this: trillions of microscopic robots, smaller than a red blood cell, coursing through your veins. Their mission? Seek and destroy. These aren't an invading army, they're your personal internal maintenance crew. These nanobots could be programmed to identify and eliminate cancer cells before they form a tumor. They could scrape away the plaque building up in your arteries, preventing heart attacks. They could even repair damaged cells one by one, essentially reversing the aging process at a microscopic level. Sound like fantasy? Well, researchers at places like MIT and Caltech are already developing these tiny machines. They've created DNA-based nanobots that can deliver drugs directly to cancer cells, leaving healthy cells untouched. This is precision medicine on a whole new level. The potential is staggering. Instead of invasive surgery, you might get an injection of nanobots. Instead of a lifetime of medication, your internal bots keep you in perfect working order. They could monitor your vitals from the inside, detecting problems long before you ever feel a symptom. It's like having a team of doctors working inside you, 24/7. Of course, we're still in the early days. There are huge hurdles to overcome, like how to power these bots, how to control them, and how to make sure they don't go rogue. But the proof of concept is there. The building blocks are being assembled right now. We're moving from a reactive model of medicine, treating sickness when it happens, to a proactive, preventative model, powered by nanotechnology. So, we have gene editing to fix our code and nanobots to repair the machinery. This all sounds incredibly expensive and far off, right? Something only for billionaires in Silicon Valley. Well, that's where things get really interesting. This isn't just happening in university labs. It's happening in the heart of the startup world. A new wave of biotech startups is making immortality their business model. Companies with names like Altos Labs and Calico Life Sciences, backed by tech billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Larry Page, are pouring billions of dollars into cracking the aging code. They're attracting Nobel laureates and the brightest minds in biology, creating a kind of Manhattan Project for longevity. These aren't just pie-in-the-sky research projects. They're run like tech companies, with aggressive timelines and a focus on tangible results. They're developing therapies that target cellular aging, a process called senescence, where old cells stop dividing and start spewing out inflammatory molecules that age the tissues around them. Startups are creating drugs called senolytics that can clear out these zombie cells, and the results in animal studies are, frankly, stunning. Older mice treated with these drugs show improved heart function, less inflammation, and even regrown fur. And it's not just the big players. A whole ecosystem of smaller startups is tackling aging from every angle. Some are developing advanced diagnostics to measure your biological age versus your chronological age. Others are creating personalized supplements and lifestyle plans based on your unique genetic makeup. The race is on, and the competition is fueling innovation at an unprecedented speed. What this means is that these technologies might become accessible faster than we think. Just like computers went from room-sized mainframes to the smartphone in your pocket, the cost of these advanced therapies is expected to drop dramatically as the technology matures. The first person to get a full anti-aging treatment might be a billionaire, but the 100th million person could be you or me. So, let's circle back to our big question. Can science defeat aging? Defeat might be a strong word. Aging is an incredibly complex process, woven into the very fabric of our biology. Maybe the goal isn't to defeat it, but to manage it, to reclassify aging from an inevitability into a treatable condition. We're standing at a pivotal moment in human history. The convergence of genetics, nanotechnology, and incredible investment is creating a perfect storm of innovation. The work being done today could lay the foundation for a future where 100 is the new 60, where our golden years are truly golden, full of health, vitality, and activity. But this raises huge societal questions. What would a world without aging look like? How would it affect our careers, our families, our planet's resources? If we live for 200 years, will we have multiple careers, multiple families? These are no longer just philosophical thought experiments. They are practical questions we need to start discussing. The science is moving so fast that the ethics need to catch up. The journey to conquer aging is just beginning, but it's undeniable that we're on the cusp of something extraordinary. We might be the last generation to experience aging as we know it, and the first to witness the dawn of a new, much longer-lived humanity. It's a future that's both thrilling and a little bit terrifying, but one that science is making more possible every single day. What do you think? Is extending human life a brilliant new chapter for humanity, or are we playing with fire? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm really curious to hear your take on this. Thanks so much for nerding out with me today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of humanity, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure into the world of science and technology. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.